You know, in the world of esports, you see a lot of good strategies. You see a few great ones. But every once in a while, a strategy comes along that is so bold, so iconic, it's basically a work of art. Today we're going to dissect one of those masterpieces, and it was crafted by a player they didn't just call a champion, they called him an emperor. I mean, that's really how commentators talked about Lim Yo-hwan, who the world knew as Slayers_BoxeR. He didn't just play the game. It was like he was conducting it. And the strategy we're breaking down today, yeah, that was his Symphony of Destruction. And you gotta remember, this wasn't some random match. We're talking about the semifinals of a massive StarCraft tournament. The lights are on, the crowd is absolutely roaring, the pressure is immense. And the matchup itself, it was legendary. You have BoxeR, the Emperor of Terran, this guy known for his insane creativity and just relentless aggression. And on the other side, you have Yellow, a Zerg player so good, he was basically a force of nature. This was more than just a match. It was a clash of philosophies. And the result? A jaw-dropping 3-0 sweep for BoxeR. But here's the part that's just unbelievable. He used the exact same strategy, the 8 racks bunker rush, in every single game. Yellow knew what was coming, and he was completely powerless to stop it. So this is the big question, right? Was BoxeR just getting lucky? Just rolling the dice and hoping some cheap strategy would work 3 times in a row? Or was there something way, way more brilliant going on here? That is exactly what we're going to figure out. Okay, so to really understand the genius here, we have to look at the blueprint itself, because the 8 racks isn't just a rush. It's like a piece of strategic engineering, and every single part is designed with surgical precision. So what is an 8 racks? Well, in StarCraft, your supply is basically your population limit. Most players, they build their first barracks when they're at 11 or 12 supply. BoxeR, he built his at 8. That is dangerously early. You're sacrificing a ton of your economy for just one thing, getting a soldier on the field as fast as humanly possible. Just look at the precision of this thing. Every single action is timed to the second. A worker is sent out to find the enemy almost immediately. The barracks goes down at 8 supply. That supply depot at 9, it is non-negotiable. If you get supply blocked for even a second, the whole attack just falls apart. Then, and this is key, before the barracks is even done, an SCV is already running across the map to build a bunker in the enemy's face. It is a perfectly timed wave of aggression. So why does this all work? Well, it's because the entire sequence is engineered to hit the Zerg player in this tiny, tiny window of weakness. It's that exact moment after they've committed to their economy by building a second base, but before their main defenses are ready. BoxeR isn't just attacking randomly. He's exploiting a calculated flaw in how Zerg is supposed to be played. Okay, so that's the blueprint. But you know, a blueprint is totally worthless if you can't execute it flawlessly. And this is where BoxeR's genius really, truly shines. This is where the strategy stops being a plan and starts becoming an art form. To really get what's coming next, you have to understand micro. Think of it like a puppeteer, right? But you're controlling dozens of puppets at the same time, making each one do its own unique thing. It's the art of controlling individual units with insane precision. And for the 8 racks, good micro isn't just a bonus, it's everything. And that really is the key. See, anybody can follow the build order from the last slide, but almost nobody on Earth can execute this next part like BoxeR could. The build itself is simple. The performance is what makes it legendary. Let's break down this beautiful, chaotic dance. BoxeR doesn't just send his Marine out by itself. No way. He sends 2 or 3 worker SCVs right along with it. Now, why would he do that? Because SCVs actually have more health. They become a living shield, soaking up damage. They physically get in the way, body blocking the enemy's workers. And all the while, the SCV building the bunker is getting attacked, so BoxeR is manually telling it, build for a second, no, attack that drone. Okay, back to building, now attack that drone. It's just an incredible display of skill under insane pressure. So the standard response for any Zerg player is what you're looking at here. You pull all your workers, your drones, and you just try to swarm the 1 or 2 Marines. And honestly, against pretty much any other player this works. You trade away your workers, which you can replace, to kill the military units and stop the threat cold. But BoxeR's wall of SCVs just completely short-circuits this whole defense. The Zerg player thinks they're about to fight one or two fragile Marines. Instead, they slam into this wall of tanky SCVs with Marines shooting at them from behind it. It turns a simple defense into this chaotic, losing fight for the Zerg. It's just brilliant. But here's the question, and this is what elevates this from a clever trick into true genius. What happens if it doesn't work? I mean, what if the Zerg player is a world-class talent like Yellow and somehow manages to hold on? For most aggressive, all-in strategies like this, the answer is a hard yes. If your first attack fails, you sacrifice so much of your economy that you're just too far behind to ever catch up. But BoxeR's 8 racks had a brilliant plan B. To understand his next move, you gotta know about the fast expansion, or FE. It's pretty much the polar opposite of an 8 racks. Instead of going for early aggression, you focus on building a second base to get this huge, long-term economic advantage. Now watch how BoxeR pivots. The second he sees the Zerg has stabilized, they've got enough units, maybe a defensive structure is up, he immediately stops sending units across the map. He parks his Marines in the bunker he built and instantly starts building his own second command center back at his base. He pivots from pure aggression into a fast expansion of his own. And this right here, this is the real genius of it. To defend the rush, the Zerg player had to stop making worker drones and instead pump out tons of defensive units and buildings. They were forced to overreact. So even though the attack failed to kill them, BoxeR's super fast pivot to economy means he actually comes out ahead. He used the threat of the attack to wreck his opponent's economy, and then he capitalized on it. So let's bring it all together. Why, after all these years, are we still talking about this one build from this one tournament? What is its legacy? It endures because it is a perfect storm of strategic brilliance. You have the calculated timing of an engineer, finding that one perfect moment to strike. You have the flawless execution of an artist, using frankly inhuman micro to win a fight that you really shouldn't win. And you have the strategic depth of a grandmaster, with a pivot that turns a failed attack into a winning advantage. So let's go all the way back to our original question. A 3-0 victory with the same build against one of the best players in the world. Was it luck? No way. Absolutely not. That's not a gamble. That is a calculated, repeatable, and perfectly executed demonstration of pure, undeniable mastery.